What you're watching is a new kind of television program. On May 1st, on the 50th anniversary of television, we were brought together for the first time to try a unique experiment. We were given a challenge, an amazing opportunity. The 9 of us were told to use the resources of television to go out and solve problems. Not merely investigate them or report them, but actually solve them. And this is more than just a great opportunity for us, the Crusaders. It's an opportunity for you.
Drugs, crime, the homeless, toxic pollution, these kinds of problems are tearing this country apart. If nothing is done, they will destroy us. That's a fact.
An experiment in television. That's how it began. Meanwhile, the Crusaders learn of a problem of frightening proportions, which threatens the entire city. It is brought to them by a man who will serve to inspire them for the work ahead.
All right. A city of 220,000 people is threatened by toxic waste that has claimed one life and threatened many more, including school children. The ore would come in on barges from South Africa and the Soviet Union, brought to this site and refined. If the refining process was perfect, it would have extracted 100% of the chromium, but the method used of that day could remove only half, so the process left behind slag. Talk to the people who grew up in this area and they will tell you they used to play on the piles. Piles of rock over 40 feet high, which in fact were still rich in toxic chromium.
There were over 1 billion pounds of chromium ore left on those sites. Over 1 billion pounds of chromium ore were still there in the 1950s when someone had an idea.
In the basement of Trum's job site, there was always this problem of yellow dust collecting on the walls. Finally, the long-term exposure took its toll. A huge cancerous tumor grew on the roof of his mouth, and osteomyelitis eventually took his life. His death certificate listed contributing factors, chromium toxicity.
So here we are, after 5 years, and the only action that's been taken has been to fence off the sites with chain link.
Here we are with New Jersey's second largest city threatened by a waste product whose danger rises every time there is a heavy rain, causing it to leach into basements. Threatened every time a gentle wind blows on a dry day.
Objective, rid Jersey City of toxic chromium.
Once again, we used our most basic tool. We called together the officials of the city to work together towards a common goal. We quickly got to the heart of the problem. It is something we ran into time and time again in trying to find a solution. That is, that there's already an agency in charge. In this case, it was New Jersey's Department of Environmental Protection.
$100 million to spend to clean up some of the lots. You can't do it without the DEP okaying your plans to move it.
The DEP is confused. They know it's going to cost a lot of money and so forth.
We had invited the Department of Environmental Protection to attend our workshop. They said they would, but at the last minute they canceled. You see, there was this sudden emergency.
You have it leaching into the basement of an active school.
That at elementary school PS15, after the rain, there was this yellow dust collecting on the walls. This problem was known since 1984, but the day of the meeting, the school was closed down. The DEP was too busy to attend our workshop that we'd set up with Jersey City's health officials, Chromium Task Force, school officials, and other city representatives. School officials commissioned their own studies and found that chromium levels in the air were 16 times higher than the rest of Jersey City. Something has to be done. Someone has to cut through the red tape and take care of this problem. We asked the group what action could be taken. A consensus was formed for a two-point plan. The first was to aggressively go after the corporations that caused the problem. The second was to unclog the bureaucratic logjam by getting a commitment for action from the two men running for governor of the state of New Jersey.
It is now time for the Crusaders to take action. But just then, the Crusaders' team approach pays off.
Thank you all very much.
Polhemus and some of the Crusaders who are working on Project Monticello approach Mayor Cucci. He is serving his last month in office. He is asked if he will back a one-month pilot program of walking police on Monticello Avenue. He listens intently, but gives no answer. 2 days later, he pledges full support to the program.
The Superfund, which could provide the hundreds of millions of dollars needed to clean up this problem, may or may not be the solution. But Crusaders are going to stay with this problem until it's solved. You'll be hearing more about it in upcoming shows.